And now, of course, after a long day, there was quite a few things that could obviously, turn the tides of a match. But Pancakes, I mean, slots in so well on this. And yeah, I'm excited to see them try and get this one done again. But they do have the Titan Slayers and YFP. Both of these teams are Titan Slayers. So, I mean, this could really go either way. Obviously, EZ5, like you said, with this being their best map, maybe feeling a bit more confident, and defense is a pretty good place to start.
Yeah, that it is. It's come down to the 11th hour. One team is taking it all home right here, right now, be it EZ5 or FYP or YFP. Excuse me, it has been a long day, but for this YFP squad, they're just kind of playing this default. Good mid control already found. Decop playing back towards spawn, should be jump peeking to at least get this bit of information, but the spacing has been found.
And look at Oaken, creeped all the way up towards mid. Chip damage onto Decop, I would imagine that's because he went toe-to-toe maybe with Oaken, or some shots through the wall there. Either way, doesn't feel great, but a B hit. Now in the works as the flank comes through. Flash goes out. Pancakes look for the first, able to find a dink, but 3 quick kills will swing the way of YFP, and oh my goodness, make it 5.
Well, that was a pistol round, and it was over before we could even take a look. Oaken's lurked there. I thought it was noted by the likes of Decop on his jump peek. I'm pretty sure he did see Oaken there, but they just forget about him. I assume that they thought Oaken fell back, or the comm just never came through, because Gucci was unprepared. He had his knife out. Oaken got a freebie, and while that was all going on, there was a double entry on the site. The remaining player was stuck in towards spawn. The pinch was always a potential, so he had nowhere to go. And YFP just looking impeccable on the execution of that pistol round for EZ5, though, despite the loss. They're forcing in a bit. Judges, couple SMGs up to work with in this one.
And it's full armor and 2 flashes here for Pancakes. Maybe looking to make a sneaky play. I know that with the addition to KO, hot hands, and force Kopecky just a bit further into the corners. 1 flash comes through, not going to find anything just yet, and they'll allow the alt orb to swing the way of YFP. Reformed to be netting that one, trying to get the run it back online. Is yet maybe a leg spotted there, has the high ground. He's looking to swing once more. There's the trade, though. The force starting to pay off as Calm found 2 kills across the map. So YFP completely decimated in their push here. And the force from EZ5 looking to pay off.
Yeah, it really is a strong look here for EZ5. YFP, they're completely fractured. Reformed is the only healthy man left in the server. And now Mr. Juan is noted. The Ares spam starting to come through. Calm still holding with the judge. This round feels nigh on impossible to pull off. Someone has to go huge, and Calm should be the man to shut that all down.
That feels good. These rounds where the economy is kind of wonky. I'm going to hold that thought when if Reformed can get something done. It's still the close angle of the judge. The peek on through, able to find one, not the next. It's Decop instead with 11 health. Stay alive to hang on and secure the round to EZ5. But in rounds like that, I mean, Calm is 5 out of 7 on that lockdown, right? The economy is wonky. So coming into this next one, you give a bit more to your Killjoy. And then on the first buy round of YFP, that ultimate's going to be online. That absolutely helps secure the round for EZ5. So for Calm to pick up 3 kills before dying in that last round is absolutely huge in terms of how the early portion of this game continues to play out.
Yeah, and now this is basically a second bonus round here for EZ5. Or, well, it's not really a second bonus. It's like a weird bonus where they kind of force up in that second. They'll have some weapons to work with in this one. So, strong look, but the push up mid is great. Alarmbot should reveal, but this crunch on the B site could prove deadly. These players quite isolated.
And they're trying to play the numbers game. Is Calm going to find 2? There's the lockdown online. Not going to need it here in this one. Another one. Calm just going over the top. Diminishing returns, man. You don't need all the frags. But 4 is what he will find before Gucci closes things out. EZ5. They punish in the anti-eco there. And we'll see what they bring to round 4 in terms of the weaponry.
I mean, what EZ5 is bringing outside of weapons is it's a 4th round lockdown. You talked about this previously, but Calm, with how much impact he's finding early on, has netted himself such an impactful ult. Same can be said for Reformed. He's been farming those orbs, 2 orbs to be grabbed, plus his kill and 3 deaths. So he'll have that running back available. I imagine we see YFP take something quick off of that, but actually the Odin could tell me otherwise. Never mind. It's Mr. Juan. I'm actually not surprised. No matter what the strat is, I feel like this guy's going to have the Odin in his hands. He was doing it on Bind and, well, Ascent, an even better map for that weapon.
Yeah, and well, there it is. Find some counter damage onto Decop with that Odin. So I thought, you know, maybe you buy the Odin and you're not getting that Odin v Odin. I don't want to call it an anime battle because it's not quite the same, but that spray down, it isn't necessarily there in the trades. And if you lose that one, it absolutely stings. But some early damage could swing the round in favor of YFP. No way to heal Decop up, so to be sitting on that 40 HP for the rest of the round with a minute left on the clock. Still players split across the map towards mid, towards B, towards A for YFP with no real destination in sight just yet, but that spike slowly creeping up towards the A site.
Joke's over. Turret's still down below. This utility should reveal position, and that it will. But the site is secured quite heavily. Comes little air fryer setup, denies the run it back. And remember, there's always been a lockdown in this. Retake will be strong.
Jet pushed all the way up towards heaven. Unfortunately, 0 Point not going to grab the information quick enough. Unfortunately for Jet, suppressed for just a moment. As they look to push the lockdown. Nobody going to get that one done. Mr. Juan still hanging out on the flank. Nobody detained. As that spike continues to tick down. The attacker's pushed off. The flank coming on through, though. Oaken looking to grab some value as Calm stripped off the spike. Nanoswarm goes down, and it's all up to 1. It was Konpeki to try and hold it down. That's the Odin to get utmost value here for Mr. Juan. We're all tied up at 2.
Just another Odin moment. Mr. Juan, he is the epitome of a Sova. He will always have that Odin in his back pocket, and it's just effective fire by volume. Spam through to find 3 kills and shut it all down through the smoke. Now, I mean, EZ5, I think they're not too mad about that outcome because they were always going to have money in this round regardless. It is a bit of a heartbreaker to not find too much out of that lockdown, but both teams on equal footing now. It's 2-2 in way of scoreline, and it is practically mirror mode in way of weapons. The only change-up is Jet on the operator, and attacker sided up. Let's see what the man can do on the agent of his namesake.
And the best part about that op is, I believe it was picked up from EZ5. So they didn't have to make the 4,700 credits investment for YFP coming into this one. So at the end of the day, you lose this one. Obviously, it stings to lose the round, but in terms of economy, you didn't take the biggest hit as your most expensive weapons, the Odin and the Operator, swing on over into that next round from the previous. 2-2 is where we find ourselves. Quite different than what we've saw or what we've seen in this series thus far as Reformed pushes through. He's on the Nano Swarm there. The spike slowly creeping up through tree as well. Calm gonna find that first frag. Reformed goes down. The Owl Drone not gonna get just enough. It does find a tag, but it's not enough for that Hunter Fury to land. It's way too late for that. As the shots go through, it's Calm to find another one. The spike on the site. Worldwide gonna find the frag onto Gucci, but very low as that spike looks to get planted. The shock dart will get it done instead. EZ5 looking to reclaim a lead.
30 seconds left.
They have a 2-player advantage. Only 30 seconds on the clock. Mr. Juan needs to fight forward. Try and grab that spike. Will do so. The back end of a couple of shock darts. And, well, unfortunately, Jet tossing up the cloud burst. He's going to get countered by Konpeki on the Jet. As Pancakes comes flying around the corner. The Batman off the top ropes. Mr. Juan will fall and easy 5-3.
Yeah, a little Locky impression there with a sweet little jump down to find himself a ton of impact in the round. EZ5 to clean up and find themselves to that 3-2 advantage. Again, they just do a great job at delaying that plant. The shock dart stealing damage, the spam through from Decop's Odin, and as well as just the gunplay coming all around. YFP completely shut out of that round. And the thing is, they never had the opportunity to reset because the spike was already committed in quite deep. I don't think the Omen ult was in play at that point in time, so unfortunately for YFP won't fall into their favor. And now we see some of the impact of that KO, because this knife goes through walls. It's not like a Sova dart where you have to risk it. You can just slap it down like a little barnacle on that wall, and it can tell you if anyone's in main.
Also, taking the knives away, but nobody was there. Konpeki to take all the health available to Omen as Worldwide falls nice and early in the round. So the operator still finding value. Jet has once creeped up. We've seen this position pay off previously. We thought it got spotted out, but it didn't. Now the jump peaks are going to continue. It's Kempeki back towards the spawn to try and jump peek out towards mid. Now going to hold the angle with the operator. And YFP backs against the wall here in a really tough spot. EZ5 can kind of just hold it down just as they have been this entire round.
I mean, YFP has pretty good positioning here. They're set up for an A split, but EZ5 have it well read. They have 3 players postured here and ready. Kempeki can go up heaven with his op, and they're going to be the flash forward to try and delay. Molly forced out. Now EZ5 is fully in the know, but the site is compromised.
30 seconds left.
So a solid take with the kill on top. The operator going to be stripped away. Calm goes down as well. Jet able to find a frag with the knives. Now looking for some more as Pancakes. And I mean, Jet completely pinched, just looking to hop away. It's the Odin from D-Cop come out on top. Now a 3v3. The spike has been planted. And I mean, YFP have really flipped this round upside down. Down a player nice and early, but able to storm onto the site and even the odds. But well, things get a whole lot more difficult as Paranoia goes around the side. Everybody suppressed on the side as Pancake's gonna fall. Reform's going right to the gunplay as intended. Now Gucci able to find another Mr. Juan. Able to trade that one back. The spray down is there. It's 2 remaining for YFP to tie us up.
That it is. YFP really strong on that round. We got to give props to Jet on his positioning towards mid there with that Blade Storm. He was able to completely lock down the rotations by so much time. And by the time that the EZ5 defenders were even making their way to the site, YFP had an incredibly strong post plant. They had half the spike timer already ticked down and were able to come out on top. And to give even more credit in that round, that was off of losing out on the opening fight. There was an op pick from Kempeki, but that kill from Mr. Juan really put things in the right direction. Pull back into the favor. YFP really looking to keep it competitive.
We see some changes in the positioning there by D-Cop. Worried that Mr. Juan would be spraying back, and that's exactly the case. And it was actually a little bit of damage traded back. So D-Cop be shaking his head at that one. It's 2 suppressed, both Jet and Phoenix on the side of YFP as Pancakes looks to play pop flash here. Knives online for EZ5. We'll see what they can find off the back end of this one. It's Kempeki once more going to be the tip of the spear for this squad. From the shadows available from both teams, but on the attacking side for YFP, that means quick rotations. For EZ5, it's a whole lot harder to find the value there. Is Paranoia going to stop the pop flash? Fragment goes through as well, so it's chip damage across the board. From the shadows going to be used to try and grab some value or grab some information. Excuse me, run it back, use. No value found there as Kempeki finds one. Pancakes at the dynamic duo working hand in hand as they detect the next 2. The right click goes wide open. Trades things back, but with 35 seconds on the clock, only 1 player standing in the spike in an awkward spot. EZ5 have an easy way to close out that round.
I mean, EZ5 does really well to just play the brawl when things get slowed down. YFP, they didn't have a lurker in that round. They didn't have really any pressure elsewhere, so EZ5 fully comfortable, fully confident to just take those duels and generally win them. You saw towards the end of the round, I think it was calm on the minimap, working a flank as well, so YFP really never had a chance into this, but now they have a better opportunity in this one. It is just the pistol, so I think they're going to save this ult for the next round. But once they're back onto the guns, they have that lockdown to work with. Maybe they can try a quicker execute, likely in towards B. But thus far, their B plays have been pretty well stifled from D-Cop. Odin, and well, we're seeing why, because he gets 2, 3, maybe a little bit more. The wall bang, the Odin, name a better duo.
And I mean, D-Cop, ice in his veins, a handful of times has taken damage in this game alone from the attacking Odin. It just goes right to work, and this round finds 3 kills, completely fearless to net a flawless round for EZ5. Sure, maybe expecting the eco, but I don't think there's really a world where you can expect Mr. Juan to not have an Odin or an Ares, even in a save. The gall here to be able to make this play and find those kills. Took a bit of damage in response, but a favorable trade. 50 damage for 3 kills. Hats off to you,
I'd take
D-Cop.
that. Yeah, a good trade to be had. And it's important to note there, too, that he knows that Mr. Juan has been wallbanging that. So he kind of backs a little further away from the wall. The further away you are from that wall, the harder it can be to hit you. When you're right in close, it's pretty easy to shut it down. But look at this Hunter's Fury. 2 tags found off 1 shot. The kill won't be followed up. Instead, Worldwide picks off Gucci. And now this is a tough round for EZ5. We were so focused on that ult that we kind of ignored this mid fight, and that's where the big impact was found. EZ5 continuing to play the brawly style. This time it doesn't work for them. Maybe Calm can change that, though.
And you have to be so wary. If this Killjoy is still alive, Calm has been huge on any agent in the series that we've seen today. There's the Odin coming online once more, and that Spike has yet to make it to the site with the rotations and the utility being used. I believe YFP have read this out and want to head back towards that B site. Yeah, Calm still being alive and very healthy makes things incredibly scary as Jet just narrowly staying alive there. His location revealed by the recon. Bold Pancakes is going to get spotted out. Take it down. Jet with a huge kill. Alarm bot. Nano Swarm stuck in the corner. Jet needs to sneak away. It's Calm to find the frag. And the rest of the squad has brought up the rear. They were headed to B for just a moment. They bring it on back to try and bail Jet out. It's a bit too late. But either way, it's a 1v2 situation. It's 10 HP. It's an Odin in hand, but Mr. Juan to come out on top. And I would imagine to net himself
He's going
Odin.
for it.
Yeah.
He's just trying to get his grubby little hands on another Odin. I love the duality between these two Sovets. It's been so fun to watch. I think that one Odin has changed hands 2 or 3 times, or it's just going back and forth between these two. They're both finding great impact for their squads, and will keeping the game very, very close. YFP in that round, it feels like for most of these A hits, they've just been kind of 5-manning towards main. It's not been working. That time they put a little pressure in towards the tree room, have the lurk up in that direction, and it works a lot better. They're already on the road here for a pretty respectable scoreline. If they can get more than 4, that's a great look for YFP.
Lockdowns to be traded out, as well as the null command available. I feel like, when is a good time on defense, right? Do you use that as... Oh,
You should run.
okay, so Hunter's Fury now online for YFP. They grabbed that orb all the way over towards that B site, so they've got the counterplay on the retake here for EZ5, and that's quite possibly where you use that null command to try and lock down that Sova to make sure that no utility can be used. The Spike looks to get planted. Can't wallbang that angle, unfortunately. The Spike does go down. A 5v5 retake. And as I stated, Hunter's Fury should be able to stop the lockdown. There's the lockdown coming on through. Oh no, there's the no command on top of it, but the Hunter's Fury going to be used. Either way, the Sova so far off the site. This YFP starts to mow them down as they leap on. EZ5 down to their last. It's up to Calm to get things done in a 1v4, but he just can't do it. 5-5 the scoreline here. YFP grabbing another round.
That null command does give you kind of a second life in a retake, but the thing is, in most retake situations, you're not going to have time to res. Retakes have to be incredibly quick, and buying that extra 5 seconds to res your KO is normally not going to be able to happen. So the only real impact that ult can have is in the pulses, in the suppression, but like you mentioned, they were just playing too far back. Mr. Juan was where that was a possibility, or he was just playing back by default. So his Hunter's Fury still comes through and really pushes that round towards the favor of YFP. EZ5 now starting to look like a tough spot because YFP have this momentum behind them, and they have a quick hit in towards A site already secured. It's yet another retake on the cards.
And Reformed, unfortunately, not spotting Gucci there. It means the run it back doesn't get any value, but a bit of information. Zokin finds first frag to kick things off for YSP. Suppression goes through. 3 suppressed thanks to the 0 point there, but it doesn't give you the location as all 5 remain from YFP. A clean take on the A side, and I don't even think a lick of damage traded back just yet. Is Gucci going to try and do as much damage as they can, but it's just not enough. A flawless round for YFP to secure their 6th.
YFP just looking really strong on these quick executes right now. And you make a good point there, because unlike a Sova, when you have that knife going forward, you just know they're in a general vicinity. That's pretty useless on a retake on a site like A that's so boxed in. Like, sure, you know there's 3 players right around, but you already could have suspected that pretty easily. So they don't really garner too much off of that, and they don't garner too much in general. YFP holding strong in yet another post plan. It's been 3 on the trot at this point. And now EZ5, the best they can hope for is a 6-6 half. We've seen them come back from some crazy things, and 6-6 definitely still winnable if you start things strong, but it's a defender-sided map. You want to be getting a bit more dominant a half than that.
And that 0 point is like the ability representation of the he's there call out. It's just like, what can you do? Like in a situation like that, it is incredibly rough. Not to say that it doesn't get any value, but in retakes specifically to try and grab some information on the site, you don't get a whole lot. And D-Cop might get more than he bargained for here. 3 players were stomping up towards mid, not going to make their way up just yet. The dark cover comes through to try and steal away some of the sight lines. And a very off angle just played right in the middle here. Oh, performed. Heads up curveball there. Going to find the flash. Going to push away the jet with the operator. So Kempeki not going to find anything just yet. D-Cop, as I said, maybe getting more than he can handle out towards mid. Able to find one. So 1 for 1 makes things a 4v4 as that spike slowly creeps up towards mid. Maybe their eyes set on the B side as that recon bolt goes through. Mr. Juan not going to find any information just yet. They head to B. They have to worry about comm on the site. It's a scary killjoy to worry about. And that's lockdown defense at its finest. And that's exactly the call here. Oh, a dash forward. Pop flashes there. Jet still able to find the frag some way, somehow. Now the blades are out. Speedway going to be triggered. Nanoswarm should be popped. The shots are on target. Comm's able to find one. A 1 for 1 trade across the map all the way to the B side. Finds us down in a 2v2 situation. Reformed looking to play around the box. The spike goes down. Now Gucci trying to find a couple of frags here. It's a 1v1 situation, and Worldwide comes out on top.
Worldwide is so strong in these clutches. YFP pulling a 7-5 half off of his incredible plays. I mean, he was doing so well on Icebox. Probably had a bit of a rougher start to this map, but this team of YFP, just look at those frags. Consistent across the board. Everyone finding their impact and finding a very respectable half. They win the pistol here, and that momentum squarely in their camp to take control. For EZ5, it felt like they never really had a solution to these quick A hits. There was a couple rounds where they were able to deny the plant, but the second that plant got down, it just never was swinging in their favor. And now looking at the scoreline that results from that, and this could be a very tough situation.
So what I have been enjoying about this map specifically is we have been getting a bit more of the back and forth rather than one team just kind of dominating until a certain point. Icebox obviously was, dominating until that comeback from YFP took us the last round of regulation. But this one, very close in all regards. 7-5 for YFP. Like you pointed out, defensive-sided map. Everything's boding fairly well. The one thing that I think YFP might struggle with here is you can't farm the ult orbs like you did for Reformed on the Phoenix. So the run it back isn't going to have the same value as it once did. So you're really putting a whole lot in the rest of the squad and their utility to be able to lock things down as a whole. As the 0 point goes through, not going to find a tag on anybody, which means Killjoy utility is still available. Could be placed down, and I don't see any of it. Was it taken down early in the round for Oaken, or is he still hanging on to it?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't see an initial setup. I don't think anything was taken care of. And there was nothing up towards mid. It was just that turret, I believe, initially placed. I think he bought the... why couldn't I think of the word? Excuse me. He bought the ghost in that one. So really limits the utility he can bring into things for the Killjoy. Now this round gets really weird because they're walked up site. EZ5 not really contesting this whatsoever. Now the spike does finally commit its way on forward. So it's YFP in the driver's seat for the retake.
I mean, what does your retake look like on the pistol round here? Everybody going to be brought over now as that spike goes down. It's 5v5, and we just got to chip away here at the door. Once that one gets closed, not closed just yet. Turret goes down as Calm will fall. Worldwide going to find the first frag, EZ5. Now down a player. They're probably hoping to get a whole lot out of that lurk. Mr. Juan looking to push on through. There's the dash on in. Mr. Juan able to find one. Gucci trades it right back. We go back and forth, back and forth. It's Worldwide again, but there it is for YFP. They close it out in the pistol, and I said, what does your retake look like on the pistol? Well, it looks just like that.
Looks good. Looks damn good. They find their way to 8. What I thought was really crucial in that round is that they instantly killed the man positioned in towards mid. They shut down that lurk because late round having a Killjoy in your backlines could have gone horribly astray, but the pinch in from heaven and in from the tree room was fantastic as well. Jet creating so much space as the Jet, right? He just dashes on in, creates that chaos, and YFP, they've been proven to thrive in those situations. Another force buy for EZ5. This is what netted them early rounds in that previous half, but I'd imagine by this point, YFP should be expecting it.
On hands, try and battle for the orb, or at least not give it up for free. Perform finds that first frag onto Pancakes. Shock dart from Decop, not going to find any value, unfortunately. Looks to take the high ground, but nothing else to be found. YFP gonna grab what they can at the beginning of the round, back away, and look to play things default once more with the player advantage.
They will. Just the one anchor still tucked in towards sight of Oaken, and the utility to play off of. EZ5 still don't have the spike committed. It's still just sat on the ground. They don't have much space to work with, and with this 4 versus 5, someone has to step up. Someone has to make this play, but YFP really not making that easy. Well controlled, well disciplined to not ego challenge whatsoever here.
I mean, at the end of the day, I keep saying this, but you could stack 4
Standing ahead
on the A site and just leave your Killjoy out towards B. Try and grab some value. Oaken just as good as Calm in that regard. And speaking of Calm, able to find the frag, a Nano Swarm. They read the dash on Jet. Maybe just getting a little lucky there in that one, but the Nano Swarm kill regardless is EZ5. They force up once more. They're up a player, but it's low HP onto Calm, so a scary spot for the Killjoys. The wall gets shredded down. Calm playing so far off the site, but to get a bit of value with some of that utility. 2 stuck on the site now underneath Evan, playing around the generator area. Gucci gonna swing. The trade kill comes through, but it's still YFP down a player. Make it down to their last player as Mr. Juan drops down right in the face of Decop, but the imposter will fall, and EZ5 will somehow, some way, string another round out of a force.
I don't know, man. They keep pulling these force buy rounds off. I love how slow the pacing on that was, because we saw that initial fight in towards main, right? They started off with a man disadvantage, but then they just wait a second. Wait for YFP to relent that map control, head their way right back on in, and then it's just a quick late round execute in towards A. It was similar to how things panned out in the pistol, but in this one, they waited to get that spike down. They were able to find frags first, so it was nearly an impossible situation for YFP to get back on into. As 8-4 scoreline keeps it competitive for both teams. EZ5 definitely still on the back foot, but they've reset YFP onto an eco, a chance to build themselves a ship to cross the sea with.
And the best part about it is YFP not in a position to really force up to the upgraded pistol. It's kind of across the board, right? So you don't have the sheriffs. I believe he had a frenzy there on Reformed, but in losing that anti-eco, it puts you in a really tough spot where you basically have to save everything to be able to buy in this next round. So even doing damage is maybe a bit out of reach for YFP as Decop able to find that kill onto Oaken, pushing onto the B side. B side opened up, the spike be planted for free, and well, if you're Jet and Worldwide, you really just look to send it here. No point trying to hang on to these weapons. So maybe just playing some tight angles. Frenzy might get stumped. Oh, that's just the worst timing, because you don't get spotted out by that player pushing from B site. Maybe you sneak up on Kempeki and maybe you steal one gun away, but instead it's a flawless round for EZ5. 7-8 is where we find ourselves. YFP should be on a full buy, whereas EZ5 should be on a bonus. I say should be because, again, I don't really know what to expect here in this one.
Yeah, it looks like they are just committing into the bonus. It's a strong one at that. Decop up on that Guardian, and then 4 Spectres across the board. EZ5 maybe actually looking to sell a fake here. They have 3 players committed in towards that B site, 2 sitting out towards A. Actually, the spike's on the floor. I imagine this is just another default, because the defaults, the slow play, have been working well for them pretty consistently. But I wouldn't hate to see something like I said. Just try and get a fake in here, try and get that spike down and dish damage, because the goal of this round really is to just get as many weapons away as possible, and the big ticket item is Jetsop. You want that out of the round. You want that out of the control of YFP, because that's going to put the money in a weird spot.
And at the very least, with the setup that you have, I guess for both of these teams, you're bringing some kind of flash into it. Obviously, the paranoia is there, but the ability to pop flash and hopefully push that operator away once you figure out where it's at is absolutely huge. So you're kind of keeping your eyes on Reformed and Pancakes in situations like that. In this case, It's Pancakes to have to clear this one out should they head this way. And that's exactly where the spike is headed. So hopefully they do their due diligence to clear out this angle any way they can. It's going to be that Owl drone, but we know that Jet will just continue to take those fights as the smokes go through. Recon bolt is there. There it is. Pancakes going to be the first to fall. Jet re-peeks, finds the wall bang onto the KO. Now Reformed going to hold things down, spraying through the dark cover. Jet trying to find another angle onto the site to try and find a frag with the Cloud Burst. Going to buy some space for just a moment. Gucci will get that spike down as Worldwide finds another frag. EZ5 slowly starting to fall apart here. Tagged up, maybe taken down is Kempeki and Reformed. Looking to pinch on in. It's 5 players still alive, and there's just 0 breathing room here for EZ5. One stuck on the site. One through the smoke as Decop, who will finally go down as Gucci just tries to hang on. 11 HP is not enough. Worldwide with 3 and YFP to 9.
A flawless round to boot. Really well done there from YFP. Like I mentioned, the goal was just to deal damage, and they do absolutely none of it. Getting the spike down is something, so they're going to have a ton of money behind this buy round, but rounds generally what are going to be more important here. And my biggest question is how well can they deal with Jet? Because I feel like Jet in that first half, he had a couple great moments with the Operator, but he never really ran away with things. He never had that situation where he was just completely controlling the map, and I feel like EZ5 won't allow that, because taking a little peek at their comp, they have a good counter. They have Pancakes on his KO. Those flashes can do so well to shut down a Jet, as well as the Paranoia. They have smokes and Jets of their own. Like they have a lot to work with here. So I imagine we'll see them maybe do a bit of a better job to shut it down. But what Reform's doing here, this is fantastic. So much space gain, might even get a kill. No, Calm does deny that, but still, he sees at least one, knows that this likely isn't a B hit, at least for the moment. However, you don't really learn too much because EZ5, they're still just playing their default.
I think they were able to snag that alt orb over towards A. So the null command is online for Pancakes. Was the first to fall in that last round. Hopefully not the case here in this one. As I mean, we've really yet to see insane value, I feel like, out of the KO. Obviously, it has its moments, the agent for sure, but in terms of hardcore lockdowns or that null command really getting a whole lot, I feel like as soon as the null command gets popped, they push onto the site, they're taken down. It feels incredibly strange to find it. So still a work in progress as the Nano Swarm's going to be swapped for both squads. Both of them used for YFP, though, as Kempeki on the site looks to spray things down inside the dark cover. KO finally going to make its way onto the site, has the spike in hand, so Pancakes will need to get that one down, and that's actually the case as Oaken forced to back away, takes a bit of chip damage up towards heaven. It's 5 still remaining for both teams this time around as that null command will get popped. It's going to slow things down in terms of utility. It's all gunfights the next few seconds here if EZ5 want to try and find their way, or excuse me, if YFP want to find their way on to the site as Pancake still holds it down. One flash to work with, chipped away in HP though, so needs to be wary. Oh, nice knife there. Is going to shut everybody offline again as Oaken finds the first frag, making a second. Kempeki will fall. Gucci right behind Oaken for 3. YFP looking to find a flawless again here in this one. It's exactly that as Mr. One picks up 2 worldwide. In a net the defuse here in this. A 10th round for YFP. And I mean, as the hours grow late into the evening, EZ5 just slowly slipping away into the darkness.
2 in a row now, both off of retakes. The retake potential for the squad is so strong. I don't know how they pull that off flawlessly because the null command is there. It disables everyone's utility, but maybe that doesn't matter. Don't let Oaken use his utility. Just make him use his gun because he's going to pop off when he has that moment. And for EZ5, it just felt a little fractured, right? Like they couldn't even find a single trade out of that. That's a disappointment for this squad in a round that looked so good for them early on. They'll still have money. They're still attempting A because they know they can consistently get this spike down. But again, it's really a similar story to Bind where they cannot hold a post plant. And this time they don't even have a Viper as a fallback.
Lockdown used. I'm not going to criticize just yet because this could be the round over to EZ5 with Blaze online. Kempeki going to be the first. Tip of the spear. Jet sends a shot through the wall, not able to find anything as that spike should be planted. But the lockdown used for that, I'm going to hold that thought, as Reformed goes on the flank. Is going to be heard and unfortunately head the opposite direction. Hunter Shuri going to be used to send this lockdown back to its maker in shambles as Kempeki picks up 2. Oaken going to sit it down, so a 2 for 2. We go across the A site. Does YFP still play the retake? Oaken, as Heaven, has the high ground, but they need to find a defuse in this. And, well, the remaining two for EZ5, they're playing off the side, so they got a good little post plant. He's together. Well, DCOM now needs to do a whole lot. Finds one, finds two, needs to find the next. Still very healthy. Swings around the corner. Will get it done. EZ5 in the clutch.
Well, EZ5, they needed a hero. They needed someone to hold down strong in the post plan. And despite his under 3 being baited out early, the shock darts, the gunshots were enough for DCOP to clutch it out. This is exactly what EZ5 needs to start to build back into this game, to keep this nice and competitive. But I'm still worried here for this EZ5 squad, because that didn't feel like a road to consistency. That was a double kill with the blades. That was a 1 versus 3 clutch. Like, they're still not holding strong in these post plants.
And so that was the most interesting thing to me in going to that round, is it's never been an issue to take the site.
Yeah.
They opt to use the lockdown right off the rip, whereas, you know, that round, if it goes away with YFP, obviously it didn't, so it works out perfect, fine. But I would love to see that lockdown maybe used a bit later to cause some chaos or some havoc in that retake for YFP, because taking the site has not been a problem.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it could have been used well there. They can't be relying on clutches to find consistency, to be honest, because the rounds that they have to work with are slipping away. Their opponent is only 3 away from closing this out, and for YFP, they just have to keep the ball rolling. They're fine to let EZ5 on a site. They're fine to play around these retakes, and that's really been the strong suit. This is different for EZ5. It's a split in towards B.
Inside the cloud burst, Capecchi will go once more. Mr. Juan able to find one. Accuracy by volume. Lands a frag onto Com, but it's traded right back. Worldwide on the site, and back and forth we go again. YFP now down to just the last 2 as that spike gets planted. EZ5 now have to play the post plant, but they've got player ahead. Pancakes still holding it down, full of utility. All 3 corralled into the site. No way out here as Oaken looks to creep on through. There's the wall bang. DCOP gonna be spotted as well. Alarm bot onto the site. Turret to go down as well. Oaken playing with all the utility, but doesn't really have the time to do it. Will look away from the flash, but in a 1v2 situation is gonna be nullified in the utility. The suppression is there. The shot's gonna land on the DCOP. Oh, Pancakes dancing around the turret. Oaken gonna find a way to find the frags and should have just enough time to do it. Pancakes, what was going on? It was robot v robot over towards the speedway. We go.
He was caught on the turret.
Yeah.
I think he got body blocked by the turret in the weirdest way possible. I think that turret just won them the round. Because if he's able to get around that corner, then he can just play the jiggle game. He can shut Oaken out, but Oaken's spot helps him out. He finds the 1 versus 2. That should have never swung the way of YFP. And yet again, it's a retake out of nowhere. EZ5 have to not be feeling too strong after that round, especially when we look at the buy. They're electing to force into this. This is really the last hurrah. You lose here, your money is terrible. And you're up against match point, series point. That could be it. Jet holding down aggressive here. The pop flash will push him back for now as EZ5 back to their old tricks, but this is new. Paranoia forward. DCOP the run and gun shuts it down.
Yeah, and DCOP with great positioning. The only player not affected by the paranoia there. And they net another frag. It's Calm to come out on top of Mr. Worldwide every time. Worldwide, and in this one, the kills go back and forth. Neither team can really start to pull ahead as we keep finding trade kills across the map. This time, it's the ultimates used for YFP. It's the Hunter's Fury to net something. And now in the 3v3, that spike rotates back towards the B site, but there's still Killjoy utility to be wary of. You've obviously got that Sova still on the site and Mr. Worldwide, and I mean, you know what he brings to the fight, Mimi.
I heard he was also a musician too. Like, he's a Valorant player and a musician. Like, he can do it all, man. He's pretty strong at it. But for this YFP squad, they're gonna just have to do a little bit more. 2 rounds away from closing, and this one looking likely for them. Really, the pressure. Well, it's not on Mr. Worldwide. It's on, well, the real Mr. It's Mr. Juan anchoring towards the backside. Could shut this all down.
Back in the boathouse, spray down comes through, gonna split the uprights, couldn't pick the right target. It's Calm to find the frag. Now YFP in a very familiar situation with 2 remaining, and well, it's Oaken right back at it again. All 3 players towards the back side. Turret gonna spot out 1. The wallbangs come through, the curveball there as well, and 3 players haven't been spotted, so they still have to clear out the side as they push on. It's very low HP for the 3 remaining of EZ5. Alarm bot gonna grab the information. Nano Swarm gonna go through and buy some time as well. Oaken looks to drop onto the side, finds the first onto Decop, not gonna find the next. It's Pancakes to trade things out. Now Reform needs to find the damage. Calm will fall. This could be match point on the horizon, but it's Pancakes to hold on, and it's EZ5 to 9.
Good work from Pancakes in the back lines, but we have to give that to Calm. He shut down the player holding towards the back lines. If Mr. Juan had got that Odin rip rolling and had been able to spray away, he could have shut that all down. He could have catapulted his team towards victory, but instead, we live in a world where EZ5 has won that round, and where they've pushed YFP onto a tough buy. Mr. Juan, off a good loss bonus, is considering a hero rifle, but doesn't look like he'll be able to pull out the Phantom. Instead, it'll just be that Guardian to work with everyone else on the pistols, and I would actually kind of like to see them get a little aggressive here, and they seem to agree. 3 pushing in towards B main. Should be able to clear this space quickly, but A site, again, the emphasis for EZ5.
I'm going to pick up a couple. Lockdown online going into the next round as Mr. Juan finds 1 frag in response, but takes quite a bit of damage in doing so. EZ5 with the player advantage, the arsenal advantage, and basically everything in their favor to net their double-digit round in 10. Cut the deficit down to just 1. Everybody from YFP looking to link up here. Strength in numbers is the name of the game, especially here in this eco round. And oh, Mr. Juan able to find another frag swinging the way. Kempeki will fall. Lockdown available for YFP, and I mean, that's another weapon down that they could pick up. There's no reason off the back end of this save to not go for this. The spike should be planted on the B site, and it's going to be hard to get in, but it's not unthinkable. We'll see if that's going to be the play from YFP.
You'll have to see. There's a Guardian in lobby as well that they might be looking to recover to get that 3rd player weapon. Pancakes, he's ready for this. He knows they want to greed for this gun, and he'll punish it. Oaken down, flashes forward, keep him alive, not for long. Worldwide finds him, so it's a 2v2, but that's a lockdown off the table. And the Sova of Mr. Juan, he's done enough thus far, but he still needs to finish the round, and he only has 18 HP to do it with.
So incredibly difficult as that shock dart gets 0 value. The spray through with the Bulldog this time around. Not going to be the Odin or the Ares. Instead, the Bulldog from Decop. Gucci goes right into the dark cover, takes the fight up close and personal. Has some fisticuffs put on there between the Omens, but EZ5 are able to secure the round. 2 remain in doing so. So a nice thrifty to hurt the damage there, or hurt the economy, excuse me, for EZ5. Now 10 to 11. There's no way we go 13-11, right, Mimi? There's no way.
Don't curse it now. Don't curse it now.
There's no way we go 23 to 21, right, Mimi?
There's no way we go 62 to 64.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything is possible at this point. EZ5, it got very close. It got way closer than it should have been, and it was all Mr. Juan to get that done. Great work to find his impact early on with that Hero Guardian. Picks up some weapons. The team recovers it, but it was really Pancakes to shut that one down and put his team onto the right course towards victory. In this round, Hunter's Fury has been popped out of EZ5 quite early on. This will help in the A execute. It's a split on in, and it's Jet to fall. 1 man on the site to hold.
Yeah, Decop has been huge. These impact frags that he's able to find on the Jet, no less, with the Hunter's Fury, still able to secure the frag. Now YFP on the back foot. They're going to use that lockdown. No real response to come on through from EZ5 outside of a lockdown of their own. The dash off of the side as they've got a 2-player advantage. Oaken gonna toss out the Nano Swarms. No way. Gucci was holding it down underneath Heaven. Will die on his shield as he's detained, but Decop is there to get him out of dodge. 11 to 11. EZ5, a near flawless round win.
What a huge play there from Gucci, just chilling out towards Hell. He knows he has the ult to get out of dodge if necessary, and he does exactly that. If he doesn't find that frag there, then that opens up the round to a huge realm of possibility where that can swing the favor of YFP, but instead, we're starting to head the distance yet again. It's 11 to 11 here in this final map of this final match, the grand finals for NSG Open 11. This time, it's YFP just onto the pistols. EZ5, it looks like they're pulling things back to 12-11. This might have to be overtime for YFP to close unless they can find this thrifty. And, well, it's not looking likely. 2 frags across the board, the aggression punished.
And a bit of information there. Now, that's the best kind of information because you don't know exactly where the player is, but you know that they're still trying to hold an awkward angle to catch you off guard. A main. So they're not going to push into the Jet here, who is the last one standing for YFP. EZ5 have battled back after such a long day, and they're about to reach map point. They have 5 remaining. Last round and this one are the only 2 rounds that I can think of recently that have been anything but close rounds. Previous to that, it was 2v2 retakes, 3v2 retakes, 2v3 retakes. It was such a close battle back and forth, but YFP have let it slip away. And EZ5, I mean, they're reaping their rewards there. A flawless round in response. 3 ultimates online. They have all the weaponry, all the economy, all the utility that they need coming into this one. YFP gonna scrape up everything they can, and it looks pretty good. Minus the light shields on Jet. The one ultimate available is that running back from Reformed, and I mean, this is it. Last round of regulation before either EZ5 take another 2-1 on the day. It'll be their 3rd on the day, or we go to overtime.
Big consideration here for both squads. The final hour, this could be the end of the run for YFP. And well, EZ5, it's so quick off this execution. Pancakes just flashing his way on forward. Mr. Juan trying to hold the line. He falls. Another as well. Pancakes coming alive. Now it's a 5v3. It's a retake, but at least they have to run it back to work with still an incredibly difficult proposition for YFP.
This is tough. We see that run it back used just before the 0-point. Lockdown going to be used as well to try and keep him off the side, buying the time as it's all up to the Phoenix here in the lockdown. Reformed needs to go huge. Needs to back away. Nano Swarm's coming on through. 5 players to worry about. The health is just too much. It's a flawless round. EZ4, EZ5 as they close things out 13-11. And their 3rd 2-1 series victory on the day. They are your grand final winners.